Welcome, everybody, to Mind Your Own Business. You're in for a treat today. You get to hear from an expert that has helped me in my life, the incredible Pamela Zimmer. And you're going to get to learn all about self-care. And why self-care? Why would this even be related to Mind Your Own Business? I truly believe you have to self-care your way to success. Pamela has been my coach and I have been her coach. It was fun. We would trade money. I'd be like, I'll pay you first and then you pay me. And it was just a fun game we played. We, prior to COVID, have spoken on many stages. She is my handler on my speaking one day live events. She is the one that takes care of me and manages my energy. She leads an incredible self-care retreat that I want you all to go to next year. You have a year to get this ready. It's next April. It will change your life. It's at a beautiful resort in Mexico, and you get her and her technology for 7 days. Like it will change your life right there on the ocean. Pamela, as you may know, she's an incredible woman. She was an architect, and then she turned a stay-at-home mom, and then she turned an incredible thought leader. She is a 7-time best-selling author, 7. She is a speaker, a professional speaker. She is an incredible self-care coach, and she has programs that you can work with her with. And I would highly encourage you to check those out because she won't probably talk about those today, but I'll let you know where you can get in touch with her. You have helped me, Pamela, immeasurably stay at the top of my game. And here's the deal. I truly believe we are in a huge wave of momentum here. Obviously, that's not just a belief, like obviously with APLGO. And it hasn't even really hit us yet, right? The huge wave. And what we do here in the next 1 to 2 years will completely change our lives. And this is what I take a stand for as a high performance coach. High performance is being at the top 1 to 3% over a long period of time, like 20, 30 years, without sacrificing the actual things that matter to people most, which is fascinating to me. And so the highest performers of the world, if you look at the top paid CEOs, business titans, elite athletes, their self-care is at an Olympic level. So I have even learned, for example, that when I'm at the gym, I am growing my APLGO business. When I'm at the gym, I am becoming the mother I want to be. I have tied all of those things together. And she's going to teach you what self-care is and the definition that she teaches and give you strategies today. And I want you to think about APLGO. I do not believe you can have success here if 2 years from now you crash and burn because you worked so hard. If all of a sudden you don't remember the first name of your kid because you just do an APLGO so often. If you accidentally gain 47 pounds, I do not believe that is success. And I take a stand for you not burning out, not crashing and burning. And there's a technology of how to do this and science. And this is what Pamela teaches. So thank you, Pamela, for blessing us today. You guys take copious notes and here we go.
Oh, thank you so much, Dr. Erin. I just was teary-eyed when you were saying all that. And I will forewarn you all, I have a lot of information and I'm going to go super fast, but you all know where to find me if you miss something. So don't get caught up on the fire hose of information that I'm going to give you right now. I have years and years and years of knowledge and experience. And so when Dr. Erin asked me to train on this today, I thought, okay, what am I going to pull from? What am I going to teach? Because I have so much and I have like 15 minutes to do it in, right? So I came up with 2 really important concepts that I want to share with you, and they go hand in hand. And especially right now where we are riding this wave, this tsunami, like we're just at the crest, the tip of it, right? And it's going fast. And like Erin said, if we don't stop to take care of ourselves, we're gonna fall off that wave and we're gonna drown and sink to the bottom of the ocean. And we don't want that. So first thing I want to share is, what is self-care? Self-care is different for everyone, and that's the beauty of it. What works for me does not work for Erin, does not work for Tanya, does not work for Joby. What works for you, and that is the beautiful part of it. Permission is a really big word in my work, and it's permission to do a lot of things, but first and foremost, it's permission to know what fills you up. Because self care has four levels to it: it's physical, it's mental, it's emotional, it's spiritual. So, physically, it's not just, drink your water and move your body and, do your daily challenge for Fit, Free, and Aligned. That's great, right? And we want to do that, but there's more than that. And then there's the mental self care, like, what information are we telling ourselves? Who are we listening to? What podcasts are we listening to? What shows are we watching? Who is the voice in our head? Emotional self care. What is your heart telling you? What does your soul need? Spiritual self care. Are you connected to God? Four areas of self care: physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. So you have my permission to figure out what that is for you. So I know for Erin, her self care is time with God in the morning, her Jesus calling, her coffee, her gym, right? But she's not one to just sit for an hour and have all of that self care at once, where someone else might be, I just want to go sit on a bench in the park with a book for an hour, and that works for them. So I want you guys, as I'm talking, to just really start figuring out what fills you up, like what makes you happy. Um, I know that a lot of us are moms too. What did you like to do before kids? What brought you joy? What put a smile on your face? Those kinds of things. That's the self-care. And it's not selfish to do any of that. Okay. So along the lines of permission, there's three things. So I'm going to teach you two concepts. Again, they go hand in hand, and I'm going to go fast. There are three things that I want to give you permission to do. And these are strategies. And these are strategies that are going to help you ride that wave ride the wave of the tsunami without falling off the surfboard and drowning at the bottom of the sea, right? We don't want that. So the first strategy is bookend your day. Start with yourself, end with yourself. Bookend your day. It can be 5 minutes in the morning, it can be 15 minutes, it can be an hour, whatever you have, right? But do something for yourself in the morning and do something for yourself right before you go to bed. And I'm going to share my screen real quick because I have a PDF handout, and I will share this in our Facebook group. These are suggestions of some things that you can do in the morning for your self-care. And again, 5 minutes, 60 minutes, 15 minutes. It can vary. Sometimes it doesn't have to be the same thing every single day. I want you to know that too. You have permission to switch things around. So prayer, meditation, coffee, yoga, listen to a recording of Mind Your Own Business if you missed a week. In the evening, journal, read a book, turn off your phone, unplug from your device. All of these things are suggestions. And I will share this PDF with you. And then you're going to be able to put in your own things too. Pick your top three. And then look at these wonderful permission slips that you can print out and put your favorite ones on, and give yourself permission to actually do your bookending, to do your self-care. Okay. So that's strategy number one. Strategy number two is keep it to the code. And this is a fun one for me. How many of you are familiar with Pirates of the Caribbean and Captain Jack Sparrow, right? Like her. And I don't know, I can't remember which movie. I don't know if it was the first one, the fourth one, probably the first one, where Captain Jack Sparrow gets caught by the bad pirates, and he's on the ship and he's about to walk the plank and like take his death into the ocean with the alligators, right? And he's about to do that. And he just says, parlay. And he just screams this word. And all of a sudden, everything stops. Everything stops. That was his magic word. And I thought, how can I translate something like that into self-care? So I came up with the code, permission to pause. And I want us all to get used to saying that phrase, permission to pause. And what that means is stop. Everyone stop. Everything stops. No explanation needed, right? When Captain Jack Sparrow said parlay, everything stopped and he was allowed to be brought to the captain to plead his case, but no harm was done to him until that happened. And he didn't have to explain why he yelled parlay. Same thing with permission to pause, right? This is our code. This is our self-care code. Use it with us, use it with your teams, use it with your family. My boys have started to understand, oh, mommy said the code, permission to pause. Whether that is, I need to fill my water and I need to go take a bio break. I need to just process this promotion that's coming at us. I need to give myself a pause so that I can re-watch this recording because it went so fast and I just need to engage with it. Permission to pause. No explanation needed. You get to do self-care for you. The other thing that we can do during these pauses are pit stops. And I'll come back to that. But that's a really important thing too. So bookend your day, strategy 1. Strategy 2, keep to the code, permission to pause. Strategy number 3, seek accountability. A lot of us have accountability partners here within APLGO. I encourage you, if you don't have an accountability partner, to find one. Ask your sponsor, ask us leaders, hey, I need a partner, right? And this is not just for how many reach outs did you do? Did you follow up with your 5 people? Like, not just business, but I want this accountability to be self-care accountability as well, right? Full faceted accountability. So seek accountability, okay? Okay, bookend your day, permission to pause, seek accountability. I want to come back to the pit stops, right? What do you do when you said your code, right? Permission to pause. Oh my gosh, what do I do? Think of yourself as a high performance race car. Imagine yourself driving around the track, right? We're in the Indy 500. Do we go 500 laps without ever stopping? Oh, heck no. We'd blow a tire, we'd run out of gas, we'd overheat. No, what do these high performance race cars do? They stop, and they stop often. And those stops are quick. I mean, like 20 seconds quick, right? We don't have to have a pit stop that's an hour long 6 times a day. We can have a pit stop that's 5 minutes 6 times a day. Erin, I know, she does her pit stops every hour or every time she's transitioning from one client or one task to something else, right? She takes a pit stop. She puts air in her tire. She cleans the windshield. She fills her gas tank up, right? Hypothetically. So yes, Heather, you can be a Ferrari. So when we have our code and we give ourselves permission to pause, I want you to think of these pauses as your pit stops, right? Do I need water? Do I just need to go outside and breathe fresh air for 5 frickin' minutes? Go do that, okay? Don't race around the track, because we will burn out. We will fall off that surfboard and we will sink to the bottom of the ocean and we will be with all of those skeleton pirates and the alligators. And we don't want that, okay? So thumbs up if we're doing okay, because I have one more thing to share with you. Okay. One of the things that we must do during this tsunami of momentum, which is so awesome and exciting, is we have to be productive. We don't want to just be busy willy-nilly, like, oh, I'm making a list of names and I'm refreshing my profile and I'm organizing my drops and I'm on Amazon ordering pretty envelopes. That stuff's good, but it's not necessarily the income producing productive activities that we need to be focused on. So there's 5 P's of productivity, right? Yeah. Busy is a 4-letter word. Bye, busy. Bye-bye. Like break up with busy. 5 P's to productivity. And the first one is permission. And I just explained, what do you have permission to do? You have permission to know what fills you up, know what your self-care is. You have permission to pause. You have permission to bookend your day. You have permission to seek accountability. Permission. The second step is possibility. Believe that it's possible. I want you guys visualizing signing up your next diamond. I want you visualizing 15 phone calls that move someone forward in the funnel. I want you to visualize collecting decisions. I want you to visualize reaching corporate director, national director, premier director, whatever it is for you, right? Visualize it. Possibility. Believe it's possible. We know that our brain is so powerful. And if you guys watched Travis's Winning Wednesday yesterday with Ashley, she had a very powerful visualization exercise. So I encourage you to go watch that. The third P is priorities. This is crucial. We have to know what's at the top of our list, right? When we give ourselves these 15-minute chunks of work time, I want you guys to just stay focused. Like, we're not answering Facebook Messenger. We're not switching the laundry or ordering tacos for dinner. We're not doing anything except APLGO during that time. Prioritize, right? Prioritize what's at the top of your list. Also, prioritize that self-care too. Put it in your calendar, which goes along to step number 4, which is planning. We have to have business hours in our schedule. Fall in love with your calendar. Schedule everything. We know if it doesn't get on the calendar, if it doesn't get in your schedule, it doesn't happen, right? So schedule in those 15-minute chunks of time that you're working on APLGO. Schedule in your self-care time. Schedule in your bookending morning and night, right? Schedule it in. Plan it out. Know who you're going to talk to. Have your 15 names written down so that when you have your 15 minutes, you're not spending the first 10 minutes figuring out, who am I going to reach out to, right? Have it all planned out. Take the time to do it. Schedule planning time in your calendar as well. And then the last one is purpose. Know your why. And I know Tina D'Angelo has taught on this a lot. Know your why. And your why has to be so deep that it makes you cry. And if your why doesn't make you cry, then you haven't hit your why deep enough yet. And Dr. Erin has a great exercise, so that yourself, right? So that. You want to feel that why, so it gives you goosebumps and shivers, and it just moves you every time you think about it, so that when you're getting attacked and life is throwing arrows at you, you can remember your why, like, okay, this is why I'm doing this. I'm doing this so that I can get a bigger house for my kids so my boys can have their own room. This is why I'm doing it, okay? So permission, possibility, priorities, planning, purpose. That's the 5 P's of productivity. And I want to leave you with this. A lot of times we feel selfish for doing something for ourselves, especially when we are so consumed with all of these tasks and we have team calling, or we have a call to get on, or other work that we're doing. Some of you have jobs. Some of you have 9-to-5 jobs, right? It is never ever selfish to take a moment for yourself, because if you don't fill yourself up, you're just going to dry out. You're going to burn out. You're going to fall off and sink to the bottom. And it's going to be really hard to swim back up to the surface. So I give you permission to take care of yourself. It's just like the airlines say, put your oxygen mask on first, because if you can't breathe, you can't help anyone else around you. So, my little tagline, self care isn't selfish, it's essential. Go take care of yourself, give yourself permission, and let's go crush it, you guys. Let's do this. We can do this if we just stick to the code, bookend our day, seek accountability, and give ourselves permission for self care. Crush it. Yep. And that's all I have.